I'm Nick, and this is Kenny. We're the Malt Vault. Strap on. All right. Hey.
Hi.
Everybody. Welcome to our episode where we are going to discuss Grupo Modelo and some of its more popular brands that we might know in the United States. So, in front of us, we have a Modelo Negra, compliments of our producer Seth, who requested this beer to be drank. We also have a Corona Extra, your beach beer. What, your most popular beach beer that you drink today?
Snoop Dogg's.
Yeah, he's huge in the marketing. Enjoy it with a lime, fresh as your summer weather. We can go into the Untapped regarding it. Modelo.
Do you need to pull that up or you got it?
I already have it. Modelo Negra that we have in front of us is currently a 16 IBU at 5.4%, so it's a little bit stronger than its flagship, the Modelo Especial, that we have around here somewhere. If we can find it, that'd be great. It is a 4.4, so a full percentage less with an 18 IBU. Actually, a little bit more bitter than the darker beer, which is made with caramel malts. That's what gives it that dark hue. Your Modelo.
Again, I think that should be sweetness.
Yeah, Modelo Especial's got a 3.12 on Untapped, and the Negra Modelo, which Seth tells us is a lot smoother, which the numbers would actually indicate is a 3.3. So it's actually a better score
Ranked
on
beer.
Untapped.
Yeah, I just mouthed it. It's definitely smoother.
Yeah. How's the mouth feel, Seth?
My mouth feels okay, but it's been broken in. You know what I'm saying?
What would you, if you were to tell me which beer to start drinking, what should I drink first? The Corona or the Modelo?
Probably the beer in front of you, I'd say. That's probably what my dad would
That's
say.
tricky because there's two.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not going to keep switching back and forth, though. I'm not getting anything out of either one. So
Since Seth can't give me a
go with
definitive answer.
Go with a Modelo.
Okay.
My buddy Jorge, who's full on Mexican, I told him I'd shout him out. Worked with me at Honda, said that this is a very popular one in Mexico.
Oh,
He also said that, I mean, maybe that's obvious, but there's another beer called Indio.
Oh,
But he said you can't get it really anywhere but Texas.
so who's going to Texas?
Steers.
And
That's it.
That's
it.
Nice.
That was the
Full
whole
Metal
line.
Jacket reference.
just steers.
It's the whole line.
So you want to hear what this label says? Because this is probably the first time that I've seen this label.
Is it Spanish?
Medium-bodied lager with slow-roasted caramel malts brewed for a rich,
Oh, like my last name.
smooth taste. Ooh,
What?
I thought that was in the NDA.
I don't know. You yelled it and looked at me.
Sorry, all I
For
heard,
your ex-wife.
I heard slow roast, and it took me back to high school.
We're just going to leave that.
Slow roasted caramel malts brewed for a rich, smooth taste.
So,
With the year 1925 and 2 golden lions included on the logo here.
Grupo Modelo, founded in 1925 in Tacuba, Mexico. It is popular for Modelo, obviously, Corona, which was brewed alongside of it in the cerveceria where this was founded. And another popular beer that's been in the ads recently, Pacifico. Clara, the yellow can, pretty popular as well.
Yeah, Tacuba. I'm saying
Tacuba.
that wrong. That's part of? It's a section of Northwest Mexico City.
Yeah. Yep, correct.
Okay, I was just saying that because I don't think people knew that.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for your addition. I feel like this is just a cyclical thing that we say every single time, but it was brewed, the master brewers for this were from Germany. I feel like even something that would have appeared to be refreshing and new is from.
I wonder if just everyone who knows the only people who know how to make beer are Germans. And you just have to have a German. If you don't have a German, you can't make a beer.
The other thing was
Like how many
That's a lot to think about.
Polacks
up a
does
lot.
it take to screw in a light bulb? How many Germans does it take to brew a beer? One.
Well, I'm Polish, so I take offense to that. That's triggering.
Nick. Didn't you just say
Why
that
didn't you
everybody
ju-
takes offense to everything?
Why
now?
don't you just say one then? Or can you not figure out how many it takes? Because you're Polish.
He didn't do the math.
The German side of me says I'm going to drink the beer and forget about what you just said.
The Polish side's still trying to figure out how to change a light bulb.
Yeah, well, semantics.
Well, somebody in the internet said this. He said this, you might recall from history class that Germans were migrating to America in droves in the 1800s. I don't recall that from history class. Nick, aren't you like a history major?
Yeah, don't remember that. That seems made up. But again, we've
I feel like that was omitted.
we've also made shit up, and it's also fact now. Check it.
That's not true. Everything we say is absolutely 100% verifiable through our notes. If you read our notes,
Sourced by Malt Vault Podcast.
Yeah. Read the Malt Vault. It's in the Malt Vault Bible.
We should get a disclaimer.
Is that like a discount? Because we should get one of those too.
I agree.
If anyone's got any hot coupon codes, send them down in the comments, please.
Yeah, so Pablo Diaz Fernandez, his signature on the logo, was the founder of Cerveceria Modelo and the honorary chairman of Grupo Modelo, which was founded later.
What year?
This beer.
What year are we talking here for founding?
It was 1925 that the beer itself, Grupo Modelo, was founded. Sense. However, the beer was in the Cerveceria. So Modelo, you might be wondering, because, obviously a lot of our viewers and listeners probably know Corona more than they know Modelo, but they were brewed together.
Which one came
in the
first?
Cerveceria? There's nothing I could find was specific on that set.
It looks like on the label, the Cerveceria is called Cerveceria Modelo, so that probably came first. Or Corona was purchased. Neither of them were purchased out by the other.
No, I think they were a conglomerate essentially before a conglomerate. Yeah, Cerveceria Modelo is where they were both done. You didn't really hear much about these beers until 1976 is when it officially came to the United States.
Yeah.
But
I didn't hear
again, I am making a fact,
1926.
and that during the Prohibition, we brought this beer up from Mexico.
Or that's when its sales
to serve libations. Nope, that's when it came to the United States.
During Prohibition?
Officially.
During
1976.
Prohibition? That's not during Prohibition.
No, I'm telling you.
After Prohibition.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Now you're confusing everybody. 1976 is when it officially came to the United States. Okay? I am making my own statement that I believe to be true is that Corona and Modelo were in the United States well before that during the Prohibition. This beer was founded in 1925.
I see what you're saying.
There was no border then.
Yeah.
Or there was, but there wasn't a border.
Yeah. It says Americans turned to their neighbors to the south, and this is Prohibition, where beer was still flowing freely. We got our first taste of Mexican beer, and we haven't lost a taste for it since. Although they're speaking for us there, I think
that's really messed up.
The thought remains valid that, yeah.
I get it. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
They're like moonshiners, but they brought it back.
Yeah. Let's go the other way.
Completed the circuit.
It's the official, Modelo is the official beer of UFC.
I did not
Which is a very popular sport. It's also the unofficial beer of cockfighting in Mexico. So if you've ever been to a Mexican cockfight in Tijuana, you'd be sure to find yourself a Negro Modelo and a Modelo Especial.
I've been to a Sam Coke fight in Boston.
Man, or a Jim Coke.
Was it bare knuckle boxing or was it real boxing?
They were bearing it all.
Just in the movie Snatch.
It was like, what's the Kevin Bacon movie?
You like Dags?
Wild Things?
Dags.
Wild Things? Kevin Bacon. I was thinking Patrick Swayze. My mind went to
Dirty Dancing.
Different Beautiful Man.
I bet it would.
Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
God.
I was like, man, why is Kevin...
Bet you he lathered that up with Keels every day.
Man, yeah. I have so many notes on this and they're just scattered across everything.
I feel like maybe Mexico has really suppressed a lot of the history. They don't want us to know about the fabled past of Grupo.
Grupo Modelo logo contains an image of a beer barrel, which symbolizes the observance. I don't know what a beer... I don't feel like you could pull anything from a beer barrel symbolizing something. But anyway, symbolizing the observance of ancient traditions of the Mexican company's brewing. Used a beer barrel to symbolize brewing. That's bullshit. But the red line, taken from the coat of arms of Mexico City, has a completely different meaning. He personifies high status, pride, generosity, and courage. Again, they just put a bunch of words from like a company's mission statement and said that the lion symbolized that.
I can kind of just piggyback because I forgot to do this and I don't want to have a future episode be a rollback.
Yeah, run it back.
I like the
Corona, which we're also drinking here, is a 18 IBU with the 4.5% with the 3.11. So pretty on par.
3.11 what rating?
Yeah. With a 18 IBU, 4.5%.
I don't know if I believe that.
That's a low rating.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these raids we see, nothing is ever over 3.5% because there's a lot of beer snobs out there. They're just like, yeah, no,
It's like
nothing to write home
It's like
about.
the credit rating agencies in 2007 when they were like, "Oh, these loans are great."
2 years later, get out of your house. We don't.
Modelo Negra, 5.4% Dunkel style.
Yeah, Dunkel style. It's like their darker beer with caramel malts,
First brewed in Mexico,
which is weird because you would think darker would be more bitter, and it's not. It's the opposite. It's less bitter than the espresso.
more bitter when it comes to Guinness. Apparently,
Yeah.
I heard from a podcast that I watch.
Oddly enough, there was InBev
That
in
is
Mexico. InBev actually owns Grupo Modelo now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a bold claim because people might listen to this. You said does does not own Modelo.
Doesn't own the rights in the United
So
States.
I think people want to know if you're buying a Corona or Modelo, is your money going to Anheuser-Busch right now
No,
or InBev?
not in the United States. If you're in Mexico, it goes to InBev all day long. Or in the world, quite frankly. If you find Corona Modelo outside the United States, you're going to give money to InBev. I know that's a hot button topic right now.
What you're saying in America, if you bought a Corona right now, it does not give your
it
money.
goes to Constellation Brands.
You heard it here second.
So originally,
I looked at the wrong camera. It's not even looking at me.
InBev bought a lot of the stock to
I know.
Modelo Grupo Modelo, right? And then they moved a motion to acquire the other controlling 50% stake in Grupo Modelo, right?
Moved next door to a
2013, Department of Justice files an antitrust suit, and basically now Constellation Brands collects in the United States money for Modelo Grupo. Grupo Modelo, sorry. I mess it up. It's the opposite when you're in America.
Yeah, and even before that, so in 2008, Anheuser-Busch InBev already owned a 15. Did we already say this? They
Yeah,
already owned
that's
half
what I
the
said.
company, non-controlling stake.
Yeah.
So they bought the remaining 50%, and I have here an all-cash price,
So they just threw a bankroll at it.
$20.1 billion to buy
They just
the rest
threw
of it.
$20.1 billion at it and said, F it, here it is.
I don't
Throw it
know.
on is that like a big, like, where you throw it out on the table for everybody to see? That's like the ultimate form of peacocking.
Well, I don't know what an all-cash price. I mean, I guess it means you show up with
less.
suitcases.
No, it'd just be a cashier's check, right?
Yeah, probably.
I like to see that.
It'd be
So
something-
is it a
it'd be
big
something-
check?
Something extremely liquid,
Like semi-pro? Big check?
like a Zelle.
Yeah, and they put a funny note in it.
Let me Venmo this to you. Yeah, but that worked for a hot second, but then in 2013, the Department of Justice ruled against them. So Constellation Brands has the other United States
Oh, yeah, antitrust
controlling
suit. I
state.
see that. That just popped up. The matter
Yeah.
was settled and the two companies merged in June 2013.
Think about that. Like in 2013, if that didn't happen, how big is InBev right now?
the biggest.
I mean, there's no disputing that.
You're the biggest
because
biggest brewing company in the world.
when you were talking about marketing with Budweiser, you were talking about how incredibly high the proportion of the market they had in advertising compared to everybody else.
It's weird.
Have you guys seen Modelo
Shill
Light
corporations.
or Modelo Reserva?
I haven't really looked.
Listen to this. This beer sounds phenomenal, but I've never had the luxury of tasting it. So it's a German Pilsner made in Mexico with a 5.5%, but it's the Modelo Especial finished in aged wood from tequila barrels. Seth, that's right up your alley. It's not like a beer that you would take to the bank 6 out of 7 nights a
Can't
week.
drink in a bank.
Yeah, thanks, Bin Laden.
I've tried.
They also have a Leon beer, which is a Munich-style dark amber-colored beer.
That's Spanish for Leon.
Yes,
I don't know anybody named Leon.
you mentioned
If I did, they're probably old and play a jazz flute.
Which is German for tiger.
Modelo Especial, meaning special model.
It actually says that Grupo Modelo was founded in 1922 before the brewery. So
Wait, what?
yeah, I don't know. I'm reading.
They invented the beer before they made it?
No, That's not what I meant. The beer was around, and then they created essentially this group before they partnered with the beer, and then became true Grupo Modelo with Corona and Modelo. It says right now that they run a revenue as of 2012 of 7.1 billion. Looks like they have not netted more than $1 billion since.
Lame.
Yeah.
If I can jump over to Corona.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't even see a link for this, but Corona Mega is available in a 1.2 liter bottle.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I was looking up the serving sizes for some of the stuff, and I was trying to find anything that came close to 40 ounces. It was like 30 something.
I did
what
see
this bottle
a
looks
group.
like.
I did see a Corona in like a big handle of this.
Corona Mega. That just sounds like the next variant, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're watching right now, I just want everybody to know that
I need to
don't
find
worry.
this.
Nick, you're so far from the mic.
1.2 liters.
I want everybody to understand that I've had my shots and my boosters. Since we're talking about Corona.
Yeah, actually, speaking of,
Nope.
Corona sales went down.
yeah, because
People thought that, people are dumb and thought that because it was Corona beer that it started Corona.
we honestly have the dumbest people in existence live right now.
No.
Because we're the only people in existence living right now. So it's by default,
It's us.
it's us.
So if we have any listeners, that means it's us.
It's us, it's you. You're involved. Sorry to break it to you. I hate to break it to you, boys.
We hope this.
It's a zero-sum game, right, Seth?
It's been said.
So far, we've been able to find the largest beers for every brewery we've found.
Do you know that
Something inside of us, no matter how good the beer is, will just always look to consume the most.
listen to who owns this. Mexico's second wealthiest woman owns and has owning stake of Grupo Modelo, which obviously gets
Names like
paid off their
Carmen,
InBev.
Carmen or Carula or something.
Maria Asuncion Arabun. Yeah, I can't even pronounce that.
Yeah, maybe you should.
That's a lot. That's a lot to unpack. That's like 30 vowels, 10 consonants,
Maria.
a lot of asterisks, and a few accents.
She's known as Maria Sun.
Oh, well, that's a lot easier to say.
It's
Where did you find
probably Asuncion. Asuncion Aramburisca.
Yeah, don't even try, Kenny.
Known as Maria
Don't
Sun.
be that brave.
Is Mexico's second wealthiest woman.
What do you got for us, Seth?
Stake.
I got some Corona facts.
Okay, let's go to Corona.
Corona got its name and brand logo from the Cathedral of Our Lady of Guadalupe in the city of Puerto Vallarta. I probably messed that up.
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta, right?
Yeah,
The Mexican
2 Ls.
restaurant in Batascla.
That's right. Inspired by the Corona crown that she wore. It's Mexico's leading export brand. Let's see. International expansion began in the south and southwestern regions of the U.S., with American tourists returning from Mexico, bringing a taste of the beer they'd enjoyed on the sunny beaches of Acapulco and Puerto Vallarta,
Puerto Vallarta.
home with them. And
2 L's is a yeah.
yeah, we were in Spanish together. Corona has been
Nacho.
exactly. Corona has been the #1 best-selling Mexican and imported beer in the U.S. since 1988.
Every day, I wake up at 5 a.m., make some soup. I love my life.
But then I also see in 1997, Corona Extra became the top-selling imported beer in the United States, surpassing Heineken. So I'm full of shit in one of these sentences, and I don't
Yeah, you know the
which.
funny thing is we'll get into Dos Equis, and that's actually owned by Heineken. So
That is funny.
nice little thought experiment.
Nick, you don't have to be so close. Sorry. Unlike many beers, Corona is bottled in a
Hand check. Bottled in what?
in a clear bottle, increasing the opportunity for spoilage. Exposure to sunlight or light from fluorescent bulbs, such as those used in refrigerated display cases, significantly damages the taste of beer, a taste that is often described as skunky. This is a result of hop oils spoiling due to UV exposure.
It's interesting they keep it in a clear glass then still.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just put it in a, like the Heineken
They
green
just
glass?
bear down. They're like, yeah,
I guess this
it's
is
our
Heineken,
beer.
but
The refrigerators can change the way they do things. We're going to say the way we are.
Yeah, that would be easier.
Like, hey, you're fucking up our beer. Stop it.
they could immediately just start changing beer bottles though.
What other beers are there in clear bottles?
Land Shark.
That's just the same beer with a different label, right? No, that's owned
Probably.
by Budweiser.
It's out of Jacksonville is where it originated.
Other than land shark, yeah, maybe not even shock top, right? That's in a dark bottle.
Everything's dark bottle.
Clear bottle beer.
You say it was UV?
Yeah. I don't know. Did I?
I don't know. I feel like UV is
due to UV
Just
damage
light.
is what you said, I think. I think you said UV. It's fine.
Corona's sponsor of boxing in Mexico. So together they've stranglehold the fighting market with the fighting spirit. That was a huge thing with
Because you said
Modelo.
Modelo is UFC up north.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And cockfighting in Tijuana.
That's not real.
I think it is.
No, that's not.
Actually, I'm saying it's real.
I tried to look up Corona, and it took me about 4 pages before I got past the coronavirus.
Did WD-40 these chairs for next episode.
The dumbest time.
Bad day when Corona beer has to be the thing.
Ooh, you know what? Have you ever,
Corona.
for anybody that's out there listening,
Okay,
if you're
Go
there.
ahead. I'm here, Nick.
You sound like talking to aliens.
if you're there,
I hope you're all in basements hiding from the zombie outbreak.
anybody ever enjoyed a Corona and a margarita?
I've drank a
Corona-rita?
and a margarita. I don't know.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah, the Coronitas.
it works out
the little
perfect.
mini bottles that they turn up upside down.
They put them in a giant goblet of yeah.
I could go for a margarita.
Nobody said goblet since Harry Potter.
Well,
The fourth one, even.
would you
Even-
prefer
and
me to
even-
use the word grail?
Even they didn't even want to say it.
In a grail.
Yeah, Nick, I told you I already got one.
A glass grail.
Glass coffins, glass grails.
Glass bottom boats. They use everything glass.
It's glass all the way down.
Yeah.
One guy in a jar.
What is this, a magic show?
Better than two guys, one jar.
Bring out a freaking bunny.
We didn't even say this yet. Barley, malt, corn, hops, yeast, antioxidants / absorbic acid. I don't know if that's the same thing. I'm not a scientist.
What is absorbic acid? We're going to have to get down
glycol,
to that.
I feel like that's vitamin
alginate
C.
as a stabilizer. Propylene glycol alginate as a stabilizer. So this has
Preservatives?
You know what? I live by the simple rule of you shouldn't put anything in your body that you can't pronounce, sweetie. Okay?
what is that from?
Every
Cake
30 to
cupcake?
40-year-old mom that thinks that she's into fitness.
Oh, I get you.
Most names are Karen.
Oof, hard take.
Sorry, Aunt Karen.
Sorry.
Nick,
God rest your soul.
Nick fired a shot at you. He didn't mean it. It was a stray. Nick is our
From the hip. I shoot from the hip.
Nick's
Straight
our
shooter.
sound effect guy on the podcast. We don't need one, but he's it anyway.
Shout out to Alicia Fleur who's still listening
Yeah, she actually needs the only shout out because
because she commented on 2 videos.
she's the real one.
She's the first, the OG. We have to send her a T-shirt. It's a rarity.
Is it because I'm paying her to watch the podcast?
That's helpful.
You're paying her to watch the podcast.
He's not even laughing.
Yeah, I sent her a cashier's check.
Nick's dreams were ruined that day when he learned the only watchers were paid.
Alicia, your watch has ended. This is the last one.
Yeah. We'll send you the T-shirt.
Oh, man.
Number 1 fan.
I haven't even started the Corona.
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Propylene glycol alginate. I'm going to read into that. I know everyone's interested.
That's a lot.
It's an emulsifier. That's good. Thickener used in food products. So
Are you sure that we're not embalming this beer?
Yeah.
Sounds everything that you're saying right now in the ingredients makes it sound
It's
like we're
just
trying to embalm this beer.
It's
like
just an enema.
we're gonna
embalm.
put it in a glass coffin.
It's an enema and bulb. Yeah, I don't know. It's derived from kelp. That's
What?
all I got on this stuff.
Derived by kelp. I didn't read any of that, but that
Propylene
sounds-
glycol alginate was sued by the PGA Tour for trademark infringement for PGA.
I would love if that came up on a.
That's not accurate. I just saw that it was also called PGA.
Oh, so apparently Corona was sold in China because there was a very abrupt reduction in sales.
No, Corona
of the brand
originated
in
in
China.
China. Damn, that's going to get us removed, isn't it?
Yeah, wow.
or more followers, depending on how right our followers lean.
Corona originated in China, right?
Yeah, well, they said that.
They served it in bottles.
Yeah, but it says there was
they
a
unwillingly
reduction. There was
smashed
a
in people's
drastic restriction in sales of the brand in China, but not in the United States, where the brand is much more popular than China. So everything that we just said, throw it out the door.
Which part? The last 30 minutes?
The beer that we said that it took a hit in Corona in the United States, it didn't.
Not in China, because they went to China. Traders.
No.
Okay, sweetie.
So
Quit calling me sweetie.
it's sad that we are getting past the pandemic, though, because it took us 20 minutes into this episode to bring up that this is a Corona. That we got Corona. We got Corona. We've been exposed.
Well, it was probably the UV light reacting with the clear bottle that created what we now know is the coronavirus.
Yeah, I get it.
Should I mix?
No.
All right. Thought it was worth a shot. Maybe the preservation of this would help eliminate the Corona.
There's preservatives. In
Yeah,
this.
you can de-skunk it.
You get a look.
It's like Harry Potter. We're just going to mix a bunch of potions and see what comes out of it.
Have you seen Harry Potter?
Yep. Amontillado. Luchesi and Ignoramus.
That's
Amontillado.
What is that? The Princess Bride?
Nope. Anybody want a peanut?
if you just say anything, Nick could quote it.
Even if it doesn't exist.
He's like Chat
I'm
GPT.
very original.
Have you seen Clockwork Orange?
No.
You got nothing?
Have you seen Donnie Darko? It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
What about American Psycho?
Yes.
Kenny didn't even pick up on that.
Wait, it's been a minute?
When we asked Nick about Donnie Darko,
Oh.
he's like, "Yeah, it's been a while." And we're like, "You've never seen this?
That's right. Yeah. Tears for Fears.
How does one?"
How does one S and F? That's not South North.
All right,
France.
let's not try to poke holes in my music history.
Well, that's good because it's movies.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, my
So
bad.
this is 45 alcohol by volume, 45%.
4.5.
I know that was an insult.
Oh, dick. You're a dick.
That's what I got. I don't have anything else before it.
Yeah, not to be confused with the coronavirus. That's what we want you to take out of this episode.
Yeah.
I've got at least,
Oh, great.
A
I'm glad
controversy.
somebody does. Yeah, let's hear the controversy.
yeah.
I feel like nobody wants us to hear about the border wall battle.
Yeah, anyway, here's Border Wall. Since 2017, an activist group called Mexicali Resiste, or I like how or Mexicali Resistance, has called for a boycott of the company's products like Corona and Modelo beers. That's because the company has been working to build a brewery in Mexicali, which is a place.
Yeah, it's that small, like, Baja, California area. Yeah.
Like, would you know that
It's like the Mexicali era.
before you look this up, you would know exactly where that was?
So you know the little strip? Like
I'm asked.
Yes.
You'd be a good moderator.
I do, but 2%, the 98% of Americans.
but my opponent
won't.
does not.
Yeah, Nick, you could point out Mexicali on a map.
Yep.
A border town in the desert region of Baja California, Mexico, that has historically relied on agriculture. However, the Colorado River, one of the main
Tijuana.
sources of fresh water for the region, has been running drier since 2001. So the issue is they're going to build the brewery there, or they wanted to, and it was going to take up all the water. And
Hell yeah.
in the brewing process, allegedly it takes 3 gallons of water per 1 gallon of finished product. And this whole thing was nixed in 2019 by the Mexican government. After the plant was nearly complete, and they lost $700 million building a plant that never got all the way to completion because the Mexican government shut it down because they were going to take all the water allegedly from the Colorado River.
Sorry, but before the water hits your land, it hits my land first.
What is that from?
Django Unchained.
I think that's 310 to Yuma. The newer one.
The one with Christian Bale and Russell Crowe.
Yeah, and Ben.
Yeah,
Ben,
you like him, Ben Foster.
Ben Foster. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah, no,
He's
you
cool.
have a hard on for him.
I like his acting.
You know what I hated him in? That one with Bruce Willis,
They had guns,
where
mister.
they bought the house
and they were
Or
shooting.
Remember when they? Kenny's losing his mind here.
Ben Foster. I like Ben Foster. I don't know, something about him. Really gets the people going.
Well, that was my one controversy.
Gets real randy.
Water squirm, and they shut down. Shut them down, but they just had to disband the entire brewery, huh?
Yeah, it's a real problem when Mexico wants to steal our water. They already steal our workforce. So.
Not our water.
Colorado River, he said.
Yeah, not in Colorado though.
Well, Nick, you tell us, you know about
Where's
Mexicali.
Mexicali?
That's way over there near Los Angeles and San Diego. If you look at a map, you have Mexico that kind of scoops down like a banana, right? And then there's a little section down over here,
Section 8.
No. little section over here to the west that comes down. It's Baja California.
Yeah, the West
That's
Bank.
Mexicali because it's very similar topography to the rest of California.
What's the
San
topography
Diego.
of California?
It's a loaded question.
Is it similar to Mexicali, probably?
Next, we're putting Nick.
No, California is very loaded because you have Northern California, which is more lush and cooler climate, and then you have
What is
down
Baja
south,
California?
Nick's on the stand
south
right now.
south of California. It's like the overall land mass that is attached to California.
What country
that
is
goes down
Baja
south.
California?
It's part of Mexico.
Yeah, nice. I didn't know that. I thought I'd get you on that one.
Nick's on it, man.
Got him. Yeah.
You got to give it to the history.
Mexicali. I thought
history
Mexicali
major.
was just an area.
Nope.
It's the capital city of the Mexican
Kind of like
state of
Tex-Mex
Baja
food
California.
in Texas. It's Tex-Mex. It's the same style of food from Texas to the.
See, now you're
lower part of
ruining it.
Mexico.
Now you're ruining your cred. Southern California.
What do I know?
It's tumbleweed.
Caught it.
Tumbleweed. It's Mexicali food.
Oh, that's good food. There's only one of those left in Heath.
I need to find a.
I already told you Heath is not a real place that has people.
What does NPC mean?
Non-player character.
Jesus, we're in a video game.
I gotta go on-
Like the guy that's like this that you walk up to and then he talks to you and then he disappears. You don't know where he came from.
Yeah, I'm going on the record. Heath is a spawn point for NPCs.
Yeah.
Nobody lives there.
Validated. Research
So
confirmed.
what is it? Just Newark? Newark's a thing, but Heath isn't.
Yeah.
They're blended. It's like a blended family.
Are you just saying words?
Yep. What are words? What are they?
The beauty of blend.
It's just sequestered into nowhere.
I just need to find a Corona Mega.
That would be sick.
1.2
If you're
liters.
listening, still help us find a Corona Mega.
Here. We will bring to you. We'll try to bring to you in each episode.
Kenny's
The largest serving that
Kenny's
you could
daughter's
possibly
brother's mom's basement. Send it there.
Yeah, that's it. Mexicali.
We should probably end this thing.
Yeah, probably.
I'm talking about the podcast forever.
I don't know. I'm ready to pull the plug yet. We're not into that kind of death DIY.
You're witnessing the death of the podcast.
Yeah, dude, Death DIY, you're pulling your own plug like Beer Fest.
Goodbye, Popo.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us for Corona.
And Modelo.